Here on the Colour of Country Life, Flow FM, we're with the member for Mallee, Dr. AnneWebster. Great to have you back, Anne.
Thank you, Ricky. Great to be with you.
Now, my kids grew up on the Cars movie and the big line there, let's fix the roads. Are we going to fix the roads in our regional areas thanks to the National Liberal government?
Well, this is the point, isn't it? Love that movie, by the way. $150 million to remote roads upgrades. And I am really pleased about this. The Liberal Nationals government has provided billions in infrastructure and roads across the country over the last couple of years for improving roads. Often that will be, in fact, most often it is for council-selected roads that, and there's a list of them, a priority list, I get that, but a lot of the rural roads that are dirt roads, really don't get a lot of attention. And they cause the people who live on those roads a lot of grief every day, which they just put up with, as they do. And so this $150 million gives councils further funding, up to 80 to 100% of the funding to upgrade unsealed roads and improve the safety for works, with works including resurfacing, removing dangerous corners, managing vegetation, etc. So, look, I think it's very welcome. And I have people inboxing me, asking me, can I fix this? Well, ultimately the councils will decide. My advice is please contact your local council. Let them know which roads need to be sorted out with this funding.
Yeah, to continue the analogy, we're not going to see you, Anne, or the Lightning McQueen pulling Bessie the bitumen machine. This is about this is about cleaning up a dirt road to continue to be a gravel road.
Yeah, look, it could be. It may be more than that. It just depends how many applications are made and just what kind of work needs to be done. So, yeah, the point is to stop families bogging their cars on the way to school and making roads safer. We want people to be able to travel safely in Australia.
And this is a pilot project, I noticed, so it just feels like it's a little bit of a pet project for the National Party as well, that this is a passion of yours to get out to those remote areas that don't tend to get touched with the improvements on their roads.
Yeah, look, I drive one of those very nice four-wheel drives that manage those roads very well, fortunately, but not every car does, so it's really important that our roads are safe and consumer-friendly.
We've talked with Tony Burke, the Industrial Relations Shadow Minister, just yesterday about this decision on the Horticulture Award by the Fair Work Commission. What's this ruling going to mean for farmers who rely on fruit pickers and are now going to have to pay them a minimum wage, not a piece rate per bin of fruit picked?
Look, farmers are rightly infuriated by this. This is, once again, a unionised answer to a problem that is not everyone. It is a small number of people who absolutely need to be brought before the law with regard to how they treat workers. There's no question about that. Nobody wants to see injustices done, and I certainly don't. But to have producers having to pay people $25 an hour for a full day's work when they may sit down half the day or just simply not put their back into it. And it is a problem. Like piece rate, the benefit of piece rate, which producers tell me, is that you get workers who know and understand piece rate and they make a lot of money because they work fast, they work efficiently, they get the job done. And then you've got those who work at half pace. No, none of us would know anyone like that, who will get a very, very good wage for not working hard. It doesn't motivate. The thing about piece rate is that it does motivate people to work. Farmers need people to work to get these crops off, and this is a serious backward step for producers.
Just thinking out loud, I'm just wondering whether there's anything the federal government can do on this front, or are farmers just going to have to explore mechanisation much quicker than they would have in the past?
Well, I mean, we have to admit that this is exactly what's going to happen. Not every crop can be picked or harvested with machines. It's just not possible. They're too delicate. But there are more crops that could be harvested with machines. And I think, this is just going to simply force us into a mechanised future for harvesting. And that's very costly. It's certainly not necessarily been developed yet to appropriately manage all crops and harvests. And this is I understand Dan Walton is very happy about this. He spoke to me about it last year, AWU, and I said to him, listen, mate, until you sort out undocumented workers, illegal non-citizens who are genuinely exploited, don't talk to me about this, because it's certainly not in the producer's interests in my electorate.
Now, we got a statement from Dan Walton from the AWU early yesterday celebrating this win, and he said the farm labour shortage he kind of suggests it's made up, that it's not real. I'm not sure how connected he is to what's happening on the land.
Look, I would invite Mr. Walton to pop out to Mallee any time, and I can take him around and just have a look at this issue. We're in full harvest season coming up now, and farmers are pulling their hair out. This is a very serious situation, and it will impact on our GDP going forward. This impacts the whole nation. It impacts people who want to go buy a kilo of apples or a kilo of fresh fruit, whatever it might be, grapes or citrus or whatever. This is going to impact everyone, and this decision is not a good decision.
Yeah, it just seems to me what's likely to happen is a grower's going to go, well, it's just too hard to do apples or oranges. I'll push them into the ground and I'll put vines in that I can machine harvest.
Well, it happened last year. We had peaches, whole crops of peaches that were mulched into the ground because we had no pickers to pick them. And, there is no way that you can speak lightly about this subject. Our workforce issues are real. They're real for our harvest season. They are real for our health workforce. They are real for our education. They're real for every sector in regional and rural Australia. And we need to find solutions. This is not helping us. Let's deal with the actual rot. Let's deal with the problem of approved employers or labour hire contractors who are not doing the right thing. Let's be vigilant about that, but let's not put in place mechanisms whereby producers ultimately are just going to turn their back and walk away. It's too hard.
And we spoke earlier, Dr. Webster, about hitting the roads. You're hitting the roads shortly, taking the mobile office out to visit your electorate.
I certainly am. In fact, next week I am in Horsham, Robinvale, Oyen, Witchyproof and Donald. So busy week, various spots and places, and we'll have it up on our Facebook page. And we'll also send out a text for those we've got mobile numbers for. We will send out a text to say I'm going to be in town. Please come down and have a chat.
Well, yes, take that opportunity if you can, whenever your local member's in the area. Have a chat with them about whatever your concerns are, and great that you're approachable in that way, Dr. AnneWebster. Thanks for your time with us today on Flow.
Thanks so much, Ricky.